All right, let's play a little game. Where in the world is Daniel Solana? Checking in from Daniel Solana. Where you at?
I'm actually in Pembroke Pines today. I'm playing my Kendall Golf League tournament. I actually just finished, literally as I was coming on here. I'm in a
Wait,
tie right now for the lead with three groups left to go.
wait, you're in Pembroke Pines. Where golf course in Pembroke Pines? Are you by are you off 75 West?
Yeah,
Are
man.
you,
I'm no 75 East off of
Grand
Sheridan.
Palms? Oh, you're in Green
No.
Sheridan.
This
Oh,
is
okay.
Pembroke Lakes. Pembroke Lakes.
Pembroke Lakes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
where that is.
All right, well, we're cheering for you. Want to ask you real quick. Where does a man without hand is not a man come from?
I don't know. Does it come from Diego Maradona?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Thought you would know that one, man. It's a Seinfeld reference. George
Oh,
Costanza.
I'm not a Seinfeld guy. I'm sorry.
Really?
I've never watched an episode of Seinfeld.
Man, that's interesting. I would think, I don't know. Okay, we're going to get to this CONCACAF Champions Cup in a second. I'm a little uneasy right about this time, but tonight's matchup, or not even tonight, today, Columbus Crew, real juicy. Both teams undefeated. Both teams some of the best in MLS. 67,000 fans. What can we expect from Inter Miami, Columbus Crew, 4:30 today?
Well, first off, we got to talk about the weather, guys. The weather is going to be absolutely horrendous. It's supposed to be overcast with rain, 40 or 50 degrees. So we can expect an ugly game today. That's at least what I'm expecting. I don't think it's going to be what most folks expected when the two unbeaten teams left in MLS were facing off head to head, especially at a great stadium like Cleveland Brown Stadium, because it is a great venue for a soccer match. So I think it's going to be an ugly game. I predicted over the week that it was going to end 2-1 Inter Miami. I just don't see a great matchup with those kinds of conditions, going to happen today.
Who's in goal? Is it going to be Usati or is it going to be Drake Calendar?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Oscar Ustadi, and I'm also pretty sure that all the greats are going to play. I came out with an article this week on my Substack talking about that the players should rest, and that Mascherano should give Suarez and Busquets and Jordi Alba and Messi rest ahead of this game. Maybe bring them on as a second half substitute. That would also be a little bit of the greatest disrespect that you could do to the other unbeaten team is play your backups and still beat them in their home field. So that would be really cool thing to see Mascherano do. But I think that all four greats are going to play today, and you'll see a full stacked Inter Miami lineup. But we should get the lineups coming out here in about 45 minutes, gentlemen.
So, with that being said, Dan really wants to know which is the most important game of this week that you, if you were Inter, that you would want to win. Is it the championship game, or is it this game today, the playoff
100%.
game?
Yeah, it's 100% the game on during the week against the Vancouver Whitecaps on Thursday over in Vancouver. And we've talked about it plenty, gentlemen. We've talked about it plenty. The Inter Miami's goal is to hoist an international trophy, and the road is there. The road is there. It's through Vancouver. It's through Chase Stadium over in Fort Lauderdale, and we're two legs away from being able to not only play in a final cup for an international trophy, but also, host a game for an international trophy. If Inter Miami is able, like we talked about last week, able to win these next two games, they would indeed host the game at Chase Stadium. I'd wonder, since you guys like stadiums, I wonder if maybe they'd move it to Hard Rock.
Listen, you know me. You know I always want bigger and better. And to me, I'm starting to because while you were just talking, I'm just painting this road. Like, wait a minute here, bro. We're close to the World Cup. You know what I'm saying? We're about to sign. They're about to re-sign them to an extension. This seems to me like good momentum in this market. If they could host, win a title, win an MLS title, and then you go into next year with the I believe the World Cup. So therefore, soccer would be so heavy down here that it would yeah. I think this would leave a significant mark in this market if they're able to not only win the title but host because if you host and win, it's like the big celebration going on for like the next 3 days. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
you do the Vuelta Olímpica in your own stadium
right
in
then
front of
and
your own
there.
fans. I mean,
Right.
that's the
Yeah.
dream of every player, right? That's the
So
dream of every player.
I would think if they get to a cup title, like you're gonna get, especially with this market, you know how this market is, they would want to go. This would be a big ticket event. So I can see them trying to move it from Chase to Hard Rock, or at least Lone Depot Park, maybe.
I mean, look, it wouldn't be a bad sale, for Jorge Mas to move it to Hard Rock. We'd have to see how much Steven Ross is willing to rent it to him for. And also, I don't know how it falls with the Formula One, if it's on the same weekend or not. We'd have to look at the scheduling. But I mean, if all the stars align in terms of scheduling, I think it's a no-brainer for Inter Miami to host that game. It would be a great tune-up to see for the Club World Cup. And then for them to win it in that stadium, really in any stadium at home, would be the greatest piece of momentum that they could have to move forward in the Club World Cup, because that's the next big tournament that the club's going to face this summer.
Okay, so would that be a CONCACAF call that would move it to the Hard Rock, or is that something that Inter Miami and either Cruz Azul or Tigres would have to decide?
I think it's mostly whoever the home team is has to
Okay.
decide what it is, and then they have to run it by CONCACAF to make sure that it passes all the inspections. But we already know that since Hard Rock is going to host the Club World Cup, it's already a FIFA stadium, so we shouldn't have an issue if they were to host it there. But I'm more inclined to say that while it's cool for us to kind of dream about it, think about it, being at Hard Rock, I think it's safe to say that the Mas brothers are going to want it to be at Chase Stadium. It's a home that they built for the team, and that's hosted the team for their first 5 years of the season. And so what better way to send them off into the new stadium, Miami Freedom Park, than lifting a trophy at Chase Stadium?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And they want the money, and it's, it makes a lot more sense, the familiarity. But let's not put the carriage in front of the horse. Daniel Solana, please explain to me how Inter Miami is going to get past an extremely good Vancouver Whitecaps team.
Look, Brian White is absolutely killing the league this year. He's on fire. He had 4 goals last weekend in Vancouver's 5-1 win last weekend. We're gonna see who they face this weekend. We're gonna see how they play, and who actually plays. We'll see if they in turn rest some players as well, because they have a big match, a big historic match for their club as well. So
Uh-oh. Golf might have gotten Daniel Solana real quick right there. He seems to have blacked out on the screen. The golf gods got him.
They got him.
They got him. So yeah, it's going to be a big time matchup. It's a Thursday 10:30, and I'm not going to get into the scheduling of CONCACAF and all that other stuff, but you do have the Inter Miami in the CONCACAF Champions Cup first leg of the semifinals against Vancouver Whitecaps out in the Great Northwest, north of the border. 10:30 Thursday. Oh, that's perfect, man. Thursday. We can hang out at Duffy's and watch the game at 10:30. And we'll be having a good time. That's a busy day for South Florida sports, Vlad.
That's 6:30 is it's the Panthers and Lightning game 2.
Yeah, and then you dovetail it with the Inter Miami Vancouver game.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's going to be a big day right there, South Florida. Of course, away games for both teams. So, unless you're doing some really big time traveling, one of them is a very close trip for the Panthers, and then one's the furthest trip you can make for Inter Miami, basically on the North American continent, I would say. So, should be an interesting, fun one. Oh man, we'll see tonight. I expect Messi to play. Messi likes the big crowds. He likes the parties. He likes to have a good time. Messi always shows out too in big crowds. So 78,000 should be doing pretty good, and big time tonight, Daniel Solana.
Absolutely. Sorry about that, guys. Lost connection here, and I got a phone call. Apparently, I'm in the playoff. It's me
Woo!
and one of my best buds. We're about to tee off in a couple minutes, so I'm gonna give you guys my prediction: 2-1. I think it'll be Inter Miami. I think all the superstars are gonna play. I think the players who are gonna be the key tonight, if everybody plays, are gonna be Tadeo Allende, and I think Maximiliano Falcon, who has been an absolute anchor on the defensive end for Inter Miami, and then also as well Oscar Ustari, who's been an absolute stud between the pipes. Yeah. I think those are the players to watch in today's game, other than obvious, the big four.
All right, go hit the links, Daniel Solana. We appreciate it so much. We'll talk to you maybe next week. Have a happy. Is Passover still going on?
No, it's over.
It's not. It's over. But have a happy Easter, Dan, and I'll let my family know it's a happy Passover. Oh, and by the way, it's Eduardo's birthday, so happy birthday to Eduardo Solana. He turned 69 today. Magical number.
Oh,
send
happy
him a
born
carton
day.
of cigarettes, man. Let him know.
I will. I'll let him know you said that.